Hey guys, welcome back to Jamie Plays Zelda. Season 4, or is this a reboot? I don't even know. It's been
Season 4.
Such a, the show was canceled, but then after years...
Put on hiatus, COVID, all that. We're back.
They decided to renew it.
Not back with the game you think we would be back with either.
I spent a lot of time thinking what game I wanted you to play next.
I remember the fans were demanding Majora's Mask, and we were talking about Breath of the Wild, and then all of a sudden you pulled this game out. I'm like, okay.
Well, I figured, so
you asked me if I had it, and I did.
Let's talk about your history here for a second. You played Legend of Zelda back before the war, 30 years ago.
OG, yep.
You briefly played Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, on the NES.
No, I beat it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, remember, I've uncovered a photo I took of the TV screen, of the final screen.
You beat...
Don't remember beating it at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a hard game. But you had time, and that was back...
I'm a Zelda master. We've established this.
Right. And then, through the Jamie Plays Zelda series, we played Ocarina of Time. Do you remember the game much?
A little bit.
Link to the Past?
Yep.
Link's Awakening.
Did we do Link's Awakening?
So you've played Zelda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
And not in that order, but you've played
Really?
the first 5 Zelda games, yes.
Oh, okay.
So now we are jumping to The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, which is Zelda 12.
12? Okay.
Yeah, or
Jumping
13 or
ahead.
14 if you count some side games. But I chose Phantom Hourglass.
Because I owned it.
Not only because you owned it, but Phantom Hourglass is a totally different kind of Zelda game.
Yes, it is.
It plays different, it looks different, everything is... Oh boy. Let's jump right into it. This game is a sequel. This is one of the few Zelda games where it is a direct sequel to The Wind Waker.
That would explain why I'm going, what is going on? The game opens and all of a sudden Zelda's like a rough and tumble angry pirate. I'm like, wait, what? I just love how they're lovable pirates. Like, pirates are people who take over other ships, murder people, and steal their stuff.
I don't know if there's any murder. There's not.
You're
Nobody,
a pirate!
nobody dies
People
in
don't
Nintendo.
give stuff away for free. You gotta... Anyway.
People are
It's
taking,
Nintendo, so I get it.
people are taken hostage, and there's some pillaging, I guess.
Hardcore. Something happened between 5 and 11 then that I don't understand.
So the game starts off with there's a slideshow, right? With
Yeah, like
portraits.
somebody's doing some weird puppet show with figures. I don't know. It made no sense. It was Tetra the pirate, light shone upon her, and all of a sudden she's Zelda. They didn't really explain it. They just said a beam of light turned her into Zelda. I'm like, okay.
And then they find this fancy little ghost ship.
Fancy. Then she jumps right onto the ghost ship. Link goes after her, and then all of a sudden she's like Zelda again, help. What happened to take charge Tetra? Now I understand. We're back to what I know. It's helpless Zelda needs to be saved.
You finally take control of Link, who is
A bum. Every beginning of every game we've played, he's a bum.
I think we are now 5 for 5 or 4
Yeah.
for 4 in terms of waking
Every
up.
time he wakes
sleeping.
up, he's like, oh, it's time for an adventure.
You get woken up by a fairy.
Oh, no. Yes. As soon as I heard the voice, I was like, no, let me sleep. Go away. Hey. I'm like, oh, God, Navi's back.
Oh,
But it's not Navi. Is Navi dead?
Nobody dies in Nintendo. But fairy companions are are somewhat of a normal thing. You don't remember her name though. Ciela. Yes.
Am I what?
Ciela. So you finally gain control of your character, and you're running.
Sort of.
You're running around a little bit.
Sort of.
What do you mean?
I'm used to Diablo. You click and you hold, and your guy's always going at the same speed towards the mouse pointer. This, you have to be on the, right on the edge of the screen, but there's a little gap on the edge of the screen where if you go over it, it stops. It drives me crazy. I do not like the controls so far.
Oh, okay. You don't like him at all.
No, it's stupid.
Stupid. Okay.
It's gimmicky, I should say. It's not stupid, it's gimmicky.
This first island overall is kind of just an intro
Yeah.
to the controls into
Right.
the game. What were your thoughts? Did you get stuck at any point?
That was all pretty basic stuff.
You go into that cave and there's the 4 switches and you gotta pull them all.
It tells you which order to pull, man.
Yeah, it's like a little puzzle. You gotta go over here. It tells you pull this one before this one.
I didn't even get the other hint before I did it. The one hint gives you a 50-50 shot of doing it. I'm like, all right.
Did you get it, or did you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Did you draw on the map at all?
One guy's like, you should draw the location of the tree you need to roll into. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, sketch some really stupid looking TREE that looks like a blob. And I didn't even remember I did that. I just was rolling any tree, because whatever Zelda I've already played where you bump into trees, I think it was Link to the Past, I'm just used to running into trees with my forehead and rupees dropping down. So anytime I saw a tree, I was attempting, I stress, attempting to roll into the tree. I still don't know how you roll. It tells you to do a little teeny circles on the edge of the screen.
Yes,
Doesn't
correct.
work. I need help. I do this, and he just, I do this, and he either slashes or he does the thing, and I'm on the edge of the screen, and then if you're too close to the edge of the screen, you bump into this.
You go into this little temple, and you meet. Do you remember this character's name?
I can't remember. Shipwreck. No, ship something. I can't remember. Lineback. What a loser.
He's a loser.
Lineback. That's how I should remember.
Wow. Why? What is your interpretation?
Well, they're giving hints that he's gonna become. But come on, he can't go on the adventure. He's got to go polish the ship's rudder.
What do you think of this guy? You like him?
No, he's a bum.
He's a bum too. All right, so
They've hinted he's not gonna be a bum for long, but we'll see.
it's not really a dungeon. It's one room. Did you have any trouble with this?
No, I think it was all pretty straightforward. Just don't stay in the life-draining parts too long.
So you get the chart, and then you gotta like draw over.
I didn't get that. It's like, oh, Link, he's so smart. He'll be able to do it. I'm like, do what? I just happened to start scribbling on the island. I'm like, oh, maybe I am smart. This old man's right.
You make it over to the first, or the second island of the game, the Isle of Ember. There are some puzzles here on this, or well, one major puzzle.
The only weird one that I was not already knowledgeable of, involving boomerangs and whatever, was the blowing into the mic to release what's-her-nuts from the dungeon. By blowing into the mic. Astrid.
She tells you to like shout.
And I was like, hey, hello. I even handed it to Kelly. I'm like, shout in here, man. It's not. She shouted, nothing. And then finally I'm like, hello. And then finally the door, she's like, oh, I can hear you now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you gotta yell.
I was talking pretty loud. By the way, I felt like a moron. You cannot play this game in public.
Hello. So getting into the dungeon, there's the candles, and it gives you a hint.
Yeah, I remember just being like, oh, I gotta blow those out. Didn't even hesitate. I'm like, oh, I'm blowing to the mic.
Right away.
Right away. And I'm like, after it worked, I'm like, I have no idea why I thought to do that.
I was anticipating you not being able to figure out how to blow this, and then you figure it out and being like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. But
one of those is true.
You knew how to do it.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The blowing thing is fine.
All right, you're good at blowing. All right, we make it to the Temple of Fire.
Yep.
Thoughts on this dungeon?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Again, I would have been a lot more stuck had I not had previous boomerang knowledge.
How do you feel that this item controls?
I like that. That actually makes sense with the stylus. A lot of the murdering. A lot of the murdering in this dungeon, it was boomerang themed, but I knew how to use a boomerang. I knew, instinctively knew some enemies you got to stun them first and then sword them. So I don't know how hard this dungeon would have been if I didn't have previous Zelda knowledge. I mean, I was stuck for a brief moment where I didn't know where to go because there's nothing to indicate that a giant gap across lava is something you just jump over if you walk at it.
Okay, so you didn't think to just do that?
No, that doesn't make any sense.
But
that defies video game logic.
But in Ocarina of Time, that's how you jump. There's no jump button.
Too long ago, don't remember.
So we get to the boss, Blaze. Blaaz.
Blaz.
Did he confuse you? Did you not know what to do?
I got steamrolled in 10 seconds the first time, because that's my way of attacking bosses, as we've shown. In the history of this series, it's right straight at it. I was trying to boomerang one of them, and it would come back, and I would try and swing, and it would whiff. So I did that 3 times. Like, am I not swinging fast enough? And after the third one, I'm dead. Because the whole time, the other two are just pelting me with fireballs. Attack 1 on a boss is always a learning experience. And after that, I'm like, okay, be a little more cautious. Found my way back eventually. I didn't quite understand how that dungeon worked.
How to get back? Well, did you did you talk to the little tablet right before the boss?
Maybe?
You talk to the tablet, it creates a blue portal that you can just instantly get back to the boss.
Oh, damn it.
How many deaths of this boss?
Just the one. I went back and then I'm like, all right, I took it easy and I was doing a lot of running around the outside and slowly doing them. And then eventually I accidentally, I think, got more than one. Haha. And then I started actually connecting them in like this crazy weird squiggle pattern, and then it lights them up when you hit them with the boomerang.
Were you grabbing them? Was it guesswork, or did you?
I stumbled onto understanding that you needed to rope all 3 of them at once.
Did you know the order you had to rope them in, though?
The what?
You had to rope them in a certain order.
What?
Oh, you didn't see that.
No.
Ah,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So you got lucky
Brute
a little
force.
bit.
Brute
Yeah,
force.
All right.
1 out of every 3 times I was able to do damage to the boss.
Okay. All right. So,
I may not always be the smartest,
but
I get the job done.
What are your first reactions of this game?
It's fine. Like you said, it's mostly tutorial stuff, so it's like a lot of just menial tasks, like go find the 3 bonfires in the island and circle them on your. Okay, yeah. You walk around. So it's a lot of that. I'm guessing once we get past all that, it will get better.
Okay.
As you say, you're used to the controls. I'm hoping I also get used to the controls, but so far it is, if there's an enemy, I just tap on it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm just beep, 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 beep. No, I don't need a backflip, jump on top of your head, stab you, and just point, click, poke, die.
Yes.
That's all I need.
Have you done a spin attack at all? Do you know how to do that?
One time or maybe twice, I went into an area and 4 dudes popped up around me, and I just instinctively did circles around and just killed more than one of them. But usually it's like one guy pops out, boop, boop. It's just, and it actually does what you want it to do. You click and it pokes the sword right where you tell it to poke the sword.
What do you think of the overall design, the look of the game?
The game is fine. Anytime you see the characters, I've probably mentioned it on this once. I hate the chibi heads, like the giant Nintendo chibi heads. Just don't like it. And these are the worst because it's like first gen giant heads. It's like really creepy giant heads. Like everyone looks like Stewie.
Let's say 90 minutes into this game, are you excited? Like, did this get the Zelda juices flowing?
No.
It did not.
No, I
Okay.
felt like a middle-aged man playing a kid's game. Age aside, it is clearly just Nintendo saying, here is all the
Are you
cool
too old
things
for
our
Zelda?
DS.
Are you saying you're too old for Zelda?
No, just this game.
You haven't really explored the sea because there wasn't really much to do yet. So that becomes part of the game.
Went straight to the island and straight back, although I avoided some big octopus head floating on the map. I did get to jump the ship. Why? That doesn't even show off a mechanic of the thing. That's just like, oh, your boat can jump. And there happens to be this limbo pole in the middle of the ocean that you need to jump over instead of just going around.
We will continue. So thank you all for joining us back after a 3-year hiatus. But Jamie will be playing some more Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. We'll see you next time.